Welcome to Transform Perspective with Kyrah. If you're new, welcome. Okay, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Kyrah. And if you have listened to my episodes before or checked out some of my content, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. I really just want to hop into this topic, but before I do, of course, subscribe if you haven't already on YouTube, follow me on Spotify or TikTok where my shorts are, and definitely check out my new business, Revelance, because I have a digital journal and a physical journal. It is a self-reflection guided journal called Guided Mind, and it is 3 parts. That is on my Etsy shop. So if you're new here or if you haven't checked it out, definitely check out my Etsy shop. Everything will be in the description below. And I have more products coming soon. There will be some discounts of different things for the holidays. So yeah, definitely check it out if you're interested in journaling or any products for your spiritual and mental well-being. You know, I had to throw that out there. But let's get into this topic of incorporating joy into your day-to-day life, bringing more joy into your everyday moments, really allowing yourself to just play and have fun with life. We can oftentimes get caught up in the day-to-day tasks and responsibilities that we have, like school or working, or being a parent, or being a sibling, or being, whatever responsibilities you have, whatever role you play in your life. Sometimes we can forget to have fun with it, forget to play, forget to do, the childlike things that we used to do. It's really important to do that. And I think we learn and grow up to think that once you become an adult or once you get older, even if you're not an adult, as you get older, it gets more serious and less fun. But honestly, I feel like you are still able to incorporate playfulness and fun into your life. It's just up to you and the life that you want to live. I don't know about you, but the life I want to live, I want it to be joyful and playful. And so that's kind of what I've been contemplating about recently. And I came across a video on TikTok. Of course, I was scrolling. Don't judge me. But I came across a video of this girl. I forgot her name. But it was a video. It didn't have like a bunch of views or likes or anything like that. But I noticed that the message that she had or that she shared was really cool. And I'm like, this video should have so much more like views and likes. Not that that's what it's about. But anyways, she was sharing her story about how she, graduated school, got her degree, and was going about her day-to-day life and was having a hard time trying to find a job. And then once she got a job, she just felt like she was, kind of going through the emotions and repeating the same stuff every day. That's not what she said, like word for word or verbatim, but that kind of sums up what she was talking about. And I was like, relatable. She was like working and, she kind of got the things that she wanted as far as like a job and making money and doing something she likes, but it just felt like the same thing every day. And so she decided to kind of like document each day and incorporate like new things in her life, things that are more playful or fun and something that she could look forward to each day. I hope you guys come across this TikTok or this video as I'm talking about it. Algorithm, do your thing. But yes, I don't know the girl's name. I don't know, but I definitely like the video so I can go back to it. She was showing how like every day, like when she got off work, she would go to the beach or she would hang out with friends or she would paint. She would start doing things that allowed her to express herself and do things that made her feel joyful or playful. And she documented it and it showed how, things progressively changed over time as she planned out something for herself to look forward to every day. So like, yes, she does have this, I don't know if it was like a 9-to-5 job or what type of job that she was working, but like your typical job that you would do as an adult, whatever that is, of whatever you do in your life. If it's repetitive, you can switch it up to make it more playful, make it more fun, and just truly live life. And so that's what I was seeing from her video. It was just like a minute or two, but I was just like, oh my goodness, I want to try that in my own way, trying to make life more playful and fun for myself, because life, it's short. It is truly short. We don't know how much time we have on this planet. And so being stuck in this mindset that where you are has to be boring or dull or just the same repetitive cycle, it's like, ugh, it can drive you nuts being stuck in that mindset. It doesn't have to be. You can spruce up your life, spice it up a bit in whatever way that you want to. And so I was just kind of contemplating this and just thinking about how I can do this for myself in my own way. And I'm also doing a little bit of journaling and just kind of getting back into what interests me, what my skills are. And that's been really helping me a lot, you know, writing down the things that I used to do or the things that I enjoyed or the skills that I've learned from my experience over time. And one of those things that I really enjoy that I stopped doing, I'll just share, is riding bikes. When I was a kid, I loved riding bikes. I loved just being outside and playing. And I know most kids do. And then, you know, you go through school, you know, you start working and stuff. And a lot of times you find yourself confined in a box or in a cubicle or in an office or whatever you do for work or for school. 9 times out of 10, you're inside most of the time. And so just reflecting on how much time I spent outside and riding bikes and playing with other kids and doing other things, it really brought just these memories of joy and playfulness. And I definitely want to incorporate that more into my life. Now, am I going to get another bike? Eventually I will. I definitely want a bike. I don't know if I should get that right this moment, but I definitely have it on my bucket list, getting another bike, because I haven't had a bike in so long. I also used to jump on the trampoline a lot. As a kid, I was always asking for these things that you would use outside, like a bike or a trampoline or, you know, a hoverboard or something of that sort. Getting back to that playfulness. It doesn't necessarily mean I need to have a bike to do it, but I would love to get a bike or to just, you know, play outside like a kid and try new things and go on adventures, even if it's simple. Like some of the things that she was doing was like she would go to the beach after work, or, you know, she would paint or hang out with friends more or spend time with family. It could be very simple things. You may not live by mountains or the water or, you know, nature, but you can go outside and you can make it work for you. And so that's just kind of what I've been thinking about, you know, for myself and making my life more fun and playful, because we can definitely forget about that and be, like I said, in this mindset that everything has to be get money, be perfect, have things in order, be an adult. Even if you're not an adult, be a teenager or be a kid. Even with kids, sometimes, especially like when you're working with kids, even if you don't do it professionally in your day-to-day life, if you have little cousins or siblings and stuff, you may often find yourself, you know, kind of correcting kids not to do this and do that. And yes, you want to have discipline with yourself. And of course, with children, you want to have some type of structure. But I often notice, and you may notice, that sometimes we kind of stop the childishness very early. You know, 5-year-olds, they go to kindergarten and they go to school and they have all these routines and work and things they need to do. And they have all these tests and stuff that they take. And I'm just like, they're in kindergarten. 5-year-olds are going to act like 5-year-olds. They're going to be childish. They're going to, you know, same thing with middle school. Middle schoolers, they're still going to be childish. Of course, you have responsibilities and structures as you get older, but you have to remind yourself that you are learning, that you are growing, and it's okay to be playful. It's okay to be fun. And especially for kids, it's okay to be childish. Even as adults, we are childish at times and stuff. And it's okay. Of course, know your boundaries, but it's okay to have fun, to joke around, to play. And so learning to incorporate that in your day-to-day life, bringing more joy in every single moment. And it could be small too. Like I've been seeing a dopamine list. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Dopamine list, where instead of scrolling, people are making a list for themselves of things they can do that bring them joy or that uplift them. That is better than scrolling or will help them instead of getting distracted. That's another thing that I'm definitely going to be doing for myself, is creating dopamine lists, getting back outside and doing those things that really, you know, uplift me and give me a breath of fresh air. And it can be small. I would definitely recommend starting small, because that's what I'm going to do. This dopamine list is going to be like, for example, instead of scrolling, I can go and make myself pancakes. I like pancakes. Instead of scrolling, I can go sit outside and stare at the sky. Instead of scrolling, I can go jam to my favorite song and dance in my room. You know, it can be very simple. It doesn't have to be, I'm going on this big trip and, you know, this, that, and the third. You can. And I love trips and I love vacations. We all do. Definitely go on those trips, book those flights. But when we're talking about day-to-day life and moments, you're not always going on a vacation every day. And if you are, kudos to you, okay? You're living the dream life. But if you have work or if you have school, find ways where you can incorporate something joyful, something playful, something to look forward to. Now, I know I'm very big on staying in the moment and not escaping into some future place or some past place. I mean, we do it. I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm saying I am at a point in my life where I'm learning to just be in the moment. So when I say find something to look forward to, it's kind of like, but didn't you say stay in the moment? Yes, be in the moment with your everyday life the best you can. You know, we're human, but if you want to create something to look forward to, and that's something that gets you to the day, do it, because that's what I'm going to get back to. Not just rushing the day to get to this thing, but just knowing that there are positive, uplifting things that you can incorporate in your life. Your life doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be dull. It could be very little things like getting yourself a coffee in the morning. Now, if you're trying to budget and cut back and you're always getting yourself a coffee and it's hurting your pockets, cut back. But if you don't typically, get yourself a coffee or treat yourself or do little things that can, uplift you or bring playfulness in your life, try it. Try different things, try new things, really reflect on your childhood, on things that you like to do now. I say childhood because sometimes we forget about how things were when we were kids. Of course, every moment of your childhood isn't always glitz and glams, rainbows, butterflies, or unicorns. But as a kid, we're more open, we are more adventurous, we have this childlike innocence that kind of gets stripped away as we grow older and, have more responsibility and live in the society that we live in. There's this image of how you should be and how you should act. And so we kind of become more boxed in as we get older, and we lose some of that playfulness. We lose some of that joy. We lose some of that childlike curiosity. So really getting in touch with that again, I think is going to be helpful for me. And it'll be helpful for you too if you decide to try some of these things like a dopamine list or journaling about your childhood and kind of getting into those things, being more adventurous and seeing how you can incorporate these things into day-to-day moments, Something simple that I used to like to do also is when I was in school and I had to take notes, I would make sure that, I brought a really cute pen to journal with. There's some cool sticky notes or, my nice highlighters just to kind of, prep me for class. But something as small as that, bringing your favorite pens to class, or getting a cup of coffee for work, or listen to your favorite song on the way to go run errands or go somewhere, so on and so forth. I think it's going to help us a lot. So I'm definitely going to give that a try. And I just wanted to share that in this episode because I think I've lost sight of it, especially over the past few years, I would say. Especially when you have this belief in this idea that you have to be or act or live a certain way. Sometimes it can be hard to get out of that mindset. And so coming across a video like I talked about earlier, or ideas like a dopamine list, has really opened up my mind and kind of clicked on this light bulb of, even if it's simple, I can try something new. I can try something different. And I have more control and power over my life than I realize. That's something that I'm learning. And I've learned that a lot from my daily habits. Right now, I'm reading Atomic Habits. I'm sure many people have already read that book. If you haven't, definitely check it out. But that book is really helping me a lot when it comes to learning about how something so small as a habit can really determine your lifestyle or how you are in your own life, who you are. And so really keeping in mind and being aware of my daily habits has been helpful. And so with that being said, including habits that will bring more joy and playfulness in my life is my next step. Because like I said, life is short. You might as well make it worthwhile, even if it's small. Whatever it is for you, that's going to be very unique for each individual, but also step out of your comfort zone and try something new. It could be as simple as taking a new route to work, or going to a new park, or talking to a classmate beside you that you never talked to, or starting a new project, a new craft, a new hobby, listen to some new music. look at things on Pinterest and TikTok. Even use ChatGPT to maybe give you some ideas of things that you can try. I've definitely been checking out ChatGPT a little bit when it comes to ideas and things of that sort, or, new habits that I can incorporate into my day-to-day life. So definitely just think out of the box and try some new things. And if you have any other ideas that you want to share, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I could definitely use some new habits or some new things that I can try in my day-to-day life and in my moments throughout the day to really uplift me, bring joy and playfulness like a child in my life. Not childish, not being childish, but that childlike playfulness, childlike curiosity. We need it. I feel like that's what life is truly about, finding that balance of playfulness, joy, childlikeness. But then also, of course, you have responsibilities, you have things to take care of. But the balance is what makes all the difference in living a fulfilling life. At least that's what I think. Thank you so much for tuning in. And yeah, I'm going to get to this list, maybe getting a bike and doing things different, enjoy life. And remember, it is not about perfection, but committing to expansion. So keep that in mind when you're adding more joyfulness and playfulness into everyday moments, okay? It's not about perfection, but committing to expansion, your growth, and living a fulfilling life. Check out my Etsy shop, my latest journal, and my new products. Stay tuned for them. And yeah, have a transformed perspective.